Hi everybody, how you doing? Now that everybody's full panic mode, I'm here to tell you it's gonna be okay, and this is still the bottom. I've been telling everybody for like a couple of 3, 4, 5 days right now. This is the bottom, and I still believe this is the bottom. I know it can go a little bit up, a little bit down. You know, the moves can be a little bit volatile. I get that, but I'm not that very fearful. You know, up here I was scared, what's gonna happen when it dump, and you see when I'm scared, there's reason to be scared because we get these kind of dumps. But when I'm not scared, we're not gonna get another one of these dumps. I don't think it's not, not today at least, So that said, let's see why I think this is still the bottom, what's happening with the dump right now. And I think this is just some kind of last push on the downside before we actually get a move towards the upside. Now this was kind of expected a little bit, not that much, because I did see the RSI, the hidden bearish divergence on the RSI. So over here the price made a lower high while the RSI made a higher high. So I was thinking there, there is definitely ways that we can push this towards the upside, and it will be corrected. But it was kind of going already too steep towards the upside. So I kind of explained, I was like, it might just push on the downside, That's what happened. It did push on the downside, 4.3% down. Alts are bleeding like always, but they're not bleeding like 10-20%. Like a lot of my alts on my chart, I'm looking right now, you cannot see it, but I'm looking at alts right now. They are down like 6-7%, so they're not like 10-20% down when Bitcoin is down 4%. So I'm not very fearful, and I think also altcoins are down a great bunch. So this small dump on the downside, it was kind of expected. We are still above the 200 moving average on the daily time frame, and not only that, I think it could even be very, very good for the price if we came down below the 200 moving average. Why is that? Well, technically this is low, we will be creating lower low, and maybe, just maybe, we would creating some kind of RSI divergence up here that will actually help us to pump to the upside. Maybe also if we go below 200 moving average down here, a lot of panic and fear will kick in, so maybe we get some kind of week up here and just bounce towards the upside, because all people are already fearing right now that I think last time I checked we are down at 24 or something like that on the fear and greed index for Bitcoin, and day before that it was 16. So right now I think it's back down to some kind of below 20, 18, something like that levels with this stamp over here. So I think people are kind of hoping after the weekly close we're gonna have a big pump. That didn't happen, we went down. But I'm here to tell you that I still think, I'm sorry guys, I still think this is the bottom, and we'll see who's right and who's wrong, and I still think this is the bottom right now. There are definitely, reasons why this can go lower, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now. Now, beside this, hopefully, some kind of RSI divergence, what more do we see on the charts? And nothing has changed. For example, with the MACD down here, you can see that MACD, we are still bleeding on the downside, but the MACD momentum is going towards the upside. I mean, this can, it can be prolonged towards downside, but it's kind of, right now it's kind of pushing it on the downside. Maybe it's even some kind of falling wedge being created up here. I'm not gonna zoom in on this right now because it doesn't really matter, but the momentum is going towards the upside. Prices been bleeding on the downside. We need to get some kind of what do you call that? We need to let the oxygen out a little bit. So even the MACD over here on the daily time frame is telling us that we are fine. Of course, RSI being all the way going all the way down to some kind of 30 levels down here, telling us the bottom. I mean, these things do not happen often, guys. These things do not happen very often. So when you're at those kind of levels, you need kind of some kind of bounce towards the upside eventually, right? So you're gonna see how that actually plays out. So both RSI and MACD on the daily time frame are telling us that this might be a bottom. Of course, on the weekly time frame we are still holding the 50 moving average right now, exactly on the 50 moving average. Maybe this point, as I'm making this video, maybe this is the bottom, and we are not actually going lower than this. I mean, we could definitely go below the up here, but as long as we close above the 50 weekly moving average on the weekly time frame, everything's gonna be fine. So we got still like 6 days left for this to close, no problem. There is a this bearish MACD cross on the weekly, which we don't care too much about, but that's not it what I I want to show you. In this video, I want to show you something very, very special. This indicator down here is called TLI OVX indicator. It's my own indicator showing some kind of overextensions, and what I'm going to show you right now, this just measures overextension from the zero line. Okay, so when it's below, you know, it needs to move back, and when it's too much up, it needs to move back. So the price always wants to go back back to the zero line up here. Okay, that's how these things works, and you can see right now that we are at some kind of very, very overextended levels. And not only that, these kind of levels, these are big, you know, very huge events. They do not, like last 40 years they happened 4 times, so we just had one big event down here, you know, with a 50% drop on some kind of altcoins right now, the big fear. So this already happened, so I don't think we're gonna get another one of these moves downside. You can see here, even after 2007 it was only one of these that happened. This is the, you know, capitulation drop down here in 2018 that happened. This is the Corona dump right now, and this is the big dump after the top up here. So I don't think we're gonna see these kind of levels, but you'll see right now that we are very, very extended towards downside. Now these dumps can of course be pushed a little more to downside. That's why I say we can go below, maybe below some kind of daily 200 moving average, pushed a little bit, just, you know, create that last bit of fear before we actually, you know, before we actually bounce back to towards the upside. So we are extended towards downside. We are expecting some kind of push towards the upside, and you know, it is really hard to find some kind of justification for why we should dump like 20% or something like that crazy. Not only that, and this is just Bitcoin, guys, this is just Bitcoin. There is a lot of altcoins. For example, Dogecoin right now, I just told some people in the Patreon chat, the Dogecoin right now has double divergence on the, not only does it have this MACD that's, you know, going towards up, but it already has this double RSI divergence on the charts. So you got a double RSI divergence, you got a MACD that's going towards the upside, you know, and you got a Bitcoin some kind of bottom, you know, waiting for, you know, reversal. Everything looks like setup. It's not just Bitcoin. That's why you don't see the altcoins bleeding down like 10-20% right now. They're at 8-9%, some are at 10%, but you know, that's because everything is at some kind of bottom. They're waiting for some kind of relief pump to the upside. So I'm pretty relaxed, guys. I know you might be fearful and stuff like that, but you know what they say, buy when there is blood on the streets. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I got another channel, new channel, Tech Analysis. If you want to check it out, link down below. Appreciate any help I can get with that channel, because I'm trying to pump the numbers to 1000, so you know, that there's that. Anyway, see you around, guys. Bye bye.